Welcome back. All right, we just came back from the Oscars 2018.
Yes.
All right, before we talk about the Oscars, Sharif from Aja says, this isn't the first time Africa as a whole is being exhibited in the world premiere. The world is evolving. Africa can't be left out anymore. I pray Nigeria evolves too.
Amen.
We are
Amen.
bored.
Amen.
You're not alone, Sharif. You're not alone. All right, let's talk about the Oscars. Let's start with Akinyele this time.
Okay, Jordan, Kelly. I see no race. I see no color. I see a man hardworking that got himself a result for all his hard work. I think it's high time we give up on this. Hey, black man just made it. Hey, everybody, let's scream, let's shout, let's roll on the floor. He did not make it because he's a black guy. He did not win the Oscar because he's a black guy. He made it because he was hardworking. I remember watching him on YouTube. Key and Pele, they do this Key and Pele comedy series that became a Comedy Central content, also one of the major content that comes up on Comedy Central. And then he started trying his hands on movies. He did some one of few movies. He was part of some movies. Then he did his Get Out, which became a massive stuff today. So I think the black people should forget race for a minute and think about work.
Okay.
That's what made the white today. They don't even look at themselves as white people when they want to work hard. They can even bring a black man in to come and work and help them to achieve anything they want to achieve. So yes, a black guy won it, good, but I don't see race here. I see a very hardworking guy. If you know this guy very well, you know they work extraordinary. Him and his friend Key, they are one of the most hardworking comedians in the Hollywood right now. So if he wins this award, I think it was fair enough. The Oscar won't have made a mistake giving somebody that did not put a lot of work out there. Just win Whiskey one is a mobile. The other time, and people were screaming, "What? Hi, like Whiskey."
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you, Socha. I'm laughing at this viewer who just said this one. Said, Jesus, these people are taking lights. I didn't even get to join. I didn't get to join you all for the second topic.
You see, it's part of what we are talking about, Nigeria.
So Jordan, big shout out to Jordan for hard work and for a result from all the hard work. And I've not seen the Get Out, but at least Kiki said earlier that
it's a fantastic movie.
It's an original script anyway from a book, written book. So it's beautiful. That's why we say original story is sold than all this makeup story, fairy tales. Original stories will always sell.
Excuse me, there are some of us that like fairy tale movies.
Do you know what?
Okay,
I totally understand.
Like
I totally understand where you are coming from. But I think the reason we make all that noise when a black person, is winning as such is because it's not something that happens very often. And I mean, we weren't in America when all that suppression and all the slavery and everything was happening. But it was something that it was very serious, and it took a toll on.
And it's real. It's still real till today.
It still happens. There's still racism. I promise you. There's still racism in the United States.
I understand the race.
So you see, when we see a black person like Viola Davis in the forefront,
exactly,
for
that's
us,
one winning
for us,
moment.
It's
something
there's
good.
something liberating about it. So that's the reason we make all the noise. It's not because they're not hardworking.
I understand your view too, but
why.
what I'm trying to say is it's high time we leave the ground that we feel comfortable in for a long time because somebody used us, somebody stepped on us, somebody
and reach for the top,
and start acting as if it never happened. That we are here to damage
control.
But that's
everything.
actually
My
a step. My darling, it's not that.
So I don't want to be on the ground anymore. I don't understand other dog anymore. I want to be working hard, and if I make something, I make something. Recently, we had this Monique issue that Monique was looked down on by
and then she ranted about it.
And I saw people to look at Monique herself. Is she worth the support we're trying to give to her? Because in the past she has had a lot of controversial issues.
Yeah.
But in another few weeks, Jordan Peele just won Oscar.
No, but Monique was not the only person that had that.
There was
issue.
another lady
Wanda Sykes
came out
too. Wanda Sykes is a black
of-
comedian as well. And guess what? Viola Davis actually has the same issue. She
before,
goes on talk shows to talk about how they say, oh, she's a legend, she's this and she's that, but they refuse to pay her what she's worth because she's black. So I mean, it's not that easy for you to say it's about high time we leave down. No. The reason we celebrate so hard is because for the longest time we've been stepped on, for the longest time we've been relegated to the background. So now that we are breaking out of that, we have to celebrate.
I like the noise though, by the way, anyway. It makes every other person know that blacks are winning
Something
now.
is happening,
Yeah. I mean,
and I like the fact that, blacks are cheering other blacks,
Because check how they applaud when it
yes.
was actually announced the winner.
Yes, I mean it's a big deal. When Lupita won, the reason it was such an issue is that she wasn't even a black American. She's a
She was
Kenyan,
like black.
She's at the Oscars and she's winning. So I'll continue making all the noise.
All right, but then how or when really are we going to get to this level where an award system, becomes like the make or break, of somebody's career? When are we going to
You
get
mean
to that
Nigeria?
point? Yes.
I don't talk about things that concern Nigeria.
Why not?
Why?
I don't want to say I've given up hope, but
I think it was
okay, I'll be honest. The one that really particularly breaks my heart is the healthcare sector in Nigeria. I can't believe that something. I mean, let's even leave Nollywood. That's entertainment, right?
Okay.
I can't believe that something that actually concerns life and death is zero in Nigeria. Everybody's prayer point should be, God, please don't let me or any of my loved ones be in a situation where I require emergency medical care in Nigeria.
Okay.
9 out of 10 times that person will die if you
All
require
right.
emergency care.
And Kiki, I would love to take you on that. I know we're just going to be debating a little bit from Nollywood right now. You're also a doctor.
Yes.
And you're talking about the healthcare system in
Yes.
Nigeria. What do you think are the major issues?
It's the Nigerian factor. Nothing works.
What's the Nigerian factor?
The fact that nothing works.
The system.
People don't take their jobs seriously. If you go to a teaching hospital and somebody requires this test or that test, they make you walk around the whole hospital like 5 times before you get anything done. And it shouldn't be that difficult.
And people always
If
want
there's-
gratification
you
to
know,
do the
yeah,
job
you
you are
know,
paid
yeah,
to do.
everybody's an organ.
Everybody's- I don't know how that works.
I mean, it's life and
Do your
death.
job.
Are you
Every other
kidding
thing
me?
is secondary.
You
Do
go to an
your job
emergency room,
first.
there are no beds, there's no oxygen, there are no drugs. The system
I think on this
doesn't work.
table, I've mentioned it before that I went to a health center and they didn't have a thermometer.
Yes.
This is real. Like I went, I saw it
Yes.
myself. A thermometer.
Yes.
As small as a thermometer
as a
is,
house
they didn't have
officer,
it.
and I'm going to say this for the first time ever on TV, as a house officer, there were times I had to steal syringes from one patient to use
To
for
attend
another
another
patient. I mean, are you
patient.
kidding me? Or maybe steal gloves from one patient to attend to another patient. It's ridiculous. Sometimes they don't even have prescription pads. You have to be writing on ordinary paper your prescription. Oh my God, let's not get started. The system doesn't work.
Anyway, there's-
So,
there's
I
a-
mean, if something that is life and death, like healthcare,
Can
you
be
know,
so
can be
overlooked,
so,
yes.
then I don't know. And
Then
for entertainment, I don't know
exactly,
when.
no.
I don't
Well,
know.
I feel there's a particular time that there was this news of no Panadol in Abuja. So I mean, like we have said, we have a Nigerian problem, and until we are able to find a solution to that, a lot of other things might not work. But still, a Nigerian person should not stop a Nigerian person to work hard if you have that
What it
value
takes,
to
yeah.
give. And this is me bringing up some situation I found myself some few years ago when I was still struggling to talent manage brands, and I had this popular, well celebrated actress in mind. And I went and I contacted her and she replied like, okay, come, let's talk. You're into creative, but let's talk. And I got there and we had this session that I always have with people when I want to work with them. And I mentioned 1 or 2, 3 things, and she blew up at the point like, no, I can't do that, I can't do this particular one. And I'm asking her why. And what did I ask her? Asked her about? I said, as a Nigerian popular actress, do you know if you go for auditioning in Hollywood, if you do 5 auditioning, 1 you will pass through and you'll be on a big screen. It might not be a big screen, but it might be a small
Like a big
screen.
budget
And if you
movie,
deliver, that will
Yeah,
start
yeah.
opening doors for you.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I can't go and do audition. I am a big name. I'm asking myself, even American big names are auditioning. I don't understand. They audition for movies. They don't just go and say, like you guys do in Nigerian Hollywood, yeah, sorry, Nollywood, yeah.
Yes.
Titi, Kiki, Sugar, we do a movie next week. When I come through, you don't do that in America. They make sure that you can play that role, and they will get to know if you can play that role when they audition you.
Exactly.
Kiki, do you agree with
But
this?
if you
Well,
have, if
no,
you have a particular
no, I
role that
don't.
you play
Can you
perfectly,
be bigger than an audition?
Okay, wait. Let me now explain.
I said the name. I said that name. I ain't gonna
Yes,
make it. I'm
let's
not
not
mentioning
mention
names.
No, you guys
names.
relax.
All right.
He's right concerning the fact that you never get too big to audition. I don't think I'm too big to audition. Nobody ever gets too big to audition. You should never be too big to audition. But I think the issue here now is what kind of audition. In Nigeria, just like abroad, you have the open auditions. That's the one where you have thousands of people.
Everybody,
And you get treated anyhow, nobody cares. And then you have the closed auditions. I don't think the actress in question would have had a problem with
The closed
attending a
door
closed audition, because you just walk in and you do your read and then you leave. the big issue that people have are usually the open auditions, and you have to struggle to become noticed. You have to attend those open auditions for years before you get to a point where you're actually a known name, and then maybe you get work based on recommendations, or you get work based on the fact that people have seen your movies. But even in Nigeria, people still do attend closed auditions. I think it's quite unprofessional for an actor to think that they are above auditioning.
Because to be sincere, look at Black Panther. There were roles that they named somebody Okoye and all that, and it was not a Nigerian person that acted.
Yeah.
So that means they can get anybody that would do a Nigerian role for them
Anywhere else
So if
in
you
the
don't go
world.
there,
Very true.
if you don't go there, position
And
yourself
position
for those,
yourself.
you won't
Yeah.
get that role, and nothing will ever come to Nigeria till every Ghanaians we had, Kenyans we had, South Africans we had, even Tanzania we go and have, even South Africa. Names people will be acting, and Nigeria will be here sitting there. We have our industry biggest in Africa, and nobody will get your time because they can teach any other person to speak our language.
Exactly.
It's just getting a teacher to teach.
I've forgotten one movie. I've forgotten the title of the movie. Where they actually portrayed Nigeria and a Nigerian in that movie, and they spoke a little bit of Igbo. Oh wow! What did I
Wasn't that one that had
I
Monique?
can't remember.
There was one that had
I
Monique
can't
in
remember
it.
the movie. The
Yeah.
person that acted as a Nigerian was not Igbo.
Was it not Fat Girls or something?
even
Fat Girls
African.
also had
No, but it
African.
happens all the time. Even Marvel,
Yeah.
Marvel likes Nigeria. They're always doing
Putting Nigeria into their-
Captain America
yeah.
Civil War. I remember they had a scene in Lagos, Nigeria that was obviously not
Not
Lagos.
Nigeria. Yes.
And then even in Black Panther, there was a scene in Sambisa Forest that was obvious.
No, it's not.
The greatest regime today, the Benionia guy that is big in the Hollywood. I
Yeah.
think while he was in the UK, in France, that period, he said he was going for, maybe he was not known then, it was just a model those period. He was going for auditioning as a black guy for black roles and all that. And until one particular director said, "This guy, you will do perfect this role way with the look. You black, where were you strong? Yeah, come and do a role." And that was the beginning of his career that brought him to the Black Diamond and all that big screen movies that he did. So I think the Nigerians too, forgetting the Nigerian problem, as a Nigerian person,
Yes.
drop your ego,
Yeah.
understand the business,
Come out of that
and
mindset.
go for it.
Yes. All right. Kiki, why I asked you when will we ever have an award system, that could make or break an actor's career, is because I actually Googled to find out how much money do you get when you win an Oscar. I mean, why all the noise about winning an Oscar, by the way? And I found out that after going home with, that a male actor's salary can increase up to $3.9 million after taking home the statuette, while a Best Actress win is worth like an increase of $500,000, which is major. Will you pick up an award here in Nigeria that determines that your career is actually skyrocketing?
You're bringing us to structure and funding.
Yeah.
A particular award has not happened in the last 12 months now or 13 months
I
now.
know which one.
And we don't
Because
know why
of
it's not
funding.
happening. And
We know
nobody's
it's because
We
of
don't know
funding.
it's because of
It's because of funding.
Nobody's talking about it.
Let's
Nobody's
be
giving us.
honest.
So there's
the only reason
the
has to
structure.
be funding.
It's funding.
Talking about,
Nothing else.
we're talking about
They have
structure, yeah.
issues.
And I've known artists that have plaques in their house, a lot of awards
And it
that
didn't change anything.
And it
didn't change
doesn't-
their lives.
yeah, just gathering dust.
It does nothing
But
for
if
your
you are
career.
nominated for a big award in other countries,
Yeah,
that
I mean,
opens you
it
to
projects.
opportunities
All right,
and
our
all
time
that.
is up. Our time is up. Thank you, guys. Yes, already. All right, this very last one from the viewer said, "It's high time for blacks to wake up in every area of life. Keep it up. Love you all in the studio." Thank you. We love you right back. Thank you so much, Kiki.
Thank you,
Omele,
Kiki.
for coming. Thank you, Akiele Sonchild, for coming. God help Nigeria.
Amen.
And as we are saying bye-bye, another one says, "Nollywood and tribalism eating us deep, both Yoruba and English movies." We agree. We'll get there. We'll get there. Thank you for watching the show today. Tomorrow at noon, let's do it again. Enjoy your day.